Now we're going to talk about principles of great teaching. And the first thing I want to do in this process, because this is just going to be a cursory overview of some of the principles of great teaching, and I wanted to take a moment and right at the beginning of our course, really focus on what are the principles of great teaching, because this is something we're going to explore through the entire course from many different angles. And we're going to explore it from the production quality angle, like good videos are definitely an important part of great teaching when you're teaching online. But just at the fundamental level, when it comes to teaching, when it comes to one human teaching another human, what are some of the principles of great teaching? I just wanted to visit this quickly at the beginning of the course. And the first thing that I want to do is I want you to answer this question. And so the question is to reflect upon, I want you to reflect upon who are some of your favorite teachers in your own life? Who are some of your favorite teachers, and why were they some of your favorite teachers? Why were they the great teachers in your life? And so pause this video right now. Just pause it and shut your eyes. Take a break from watching these videos. Pause this video and shut your eyes and just think back. Who are the teachers who really impacted your life? And what was it that they did which really made a difference for you, which really mattered for you? Have you paused the video? All right. So I'm going to share with you a story from my own life. Albert Boehm, Professor Boehm, one of my favorite teachers when I was an undergraduate at University of California, Los Angeles. He taught art history, and I wasn't very interested in art history, but I really loved his class because he was enthusiastic and passionate and excited and over the top. And can't you see it? Can't you see it right there in that camel ad? It's a gigantic penis. There's thousands of them. Look. You know, and it was just like, wow, this guy's intense and he's passionate. And oh my gosh, there he is highlighting things in the Camel advertisements for Camel cigarettes that I'd never seen before. And that got burned into my head. I didn't even realize I was going to say it right now. And so another teacher which I really valued was when I was at University of California, Santa Cruz. And I can't even recollect his name. I wasn't even aware that I was going to tell you these stories when I first started this video. But he was, maybe it'll come back to me. It'll probably come back to me when I'm driving home tonight. But he was a calculus professor. He taught mathematics, calculus. And he was such a great calculus professor. And instead of having a ton of energy, he was more like the Zen Buddhist monk, the monk of mathematics. That would be a great name for him, the monk of mathematics. Because he would create math on the board as if he was painting an amazing piece of art. And he would do all this math, and then he would just stand back and look at it and radiate happiness and peacefulness. Like he was just like admiring the beauty of mathematics. And it was a really quiet, subtle, understated thing. But his pleasure and his joy, even though it wasn't exuberant, it was a very quiet pleasure and joy. I still totally felt it. At least I projected that onto him. And I liked it so much that I ended up taking 2 more advanced mathematics classes, which I did not need, simply because I enjoyed his classes. And they were hard. They were some of the hardest classes I ever took. And so those are 2 of the stories that come to mind for me when I think of principles of great teaching. And one of the things that stands out to me from both of those stories is that they shared their passion and their enthusiasm and their joy in 2 really different ways, but that's what they were sharing. And their love for a topic, And then also something else that comes out to me from those stories is that they were connecting with me in a human way. I was connecting with them. I appreciated who they were as humans, and they interested me. So I kept coming. So principles of great teaching, the first step in just thinking about what makes great teaching is to reflect from your own life. Who are the great teachers in your life, and what is it that they did which really worked for you? And then just jot down on a piece of paper what those things were. So those are some of the stories from my life. Now I just want to cover a couple of principles of great teaching, and we're going to explore these principles in more depth as we go through the course. And all of these principles are research-based. And so they're backed by scientific research. If you study education and online education, I went to like all the UC schools because when I was attending UC San Diego and studying online education, I studied a lot of this stuff. Been to UCLA, UC Santa Cruz, and UC San Diego, up and down California coast. I feel so lucky. Who could be so lucky? And so here are some of the principles. You want to give people hands-on activities. People learn in 3 primary ways: visually, with their eyes, auditorily, hearing things, and kinesthetically, by doing things. Visual, auditory, kinesthetic. VAK, VAC. Those are the 3 primary ways people learn. And so kinesthetic is a huge learning tool which often is overlooked. We love to pontificate and share ideas and share enthusiasm as people who are in academia and people who are teachers. But you always want to make sure you also give the students a chance to practice whatever you're teaching. So you want to show students something and then allow them to solve some hands-on exercise or some challenge. And then you want to resolve that problem with them so that you could show them the solution. So that's one of the important principles. You want to let your humanity, you consciously want to cultivate a human approach to your teaching. You want to have a human connection, relationships between the teacher and the student totally matter. And you can still have that in online teaching. You have that right here with me now. You could see me. You're experiencing my humanity. And when I look into this camera, I am actually picturing different people. I am picturing students who've contacted me from Yemen, from Syria, from Africa, from Nigeria. I will consciously, before I start a video, think about one of the students that I've recently interacted with, and I will talk to that one student. And so it's a human connection between me and you. So you really want to consciously cultivate that human connection, that relationship between the teacher and the student. And you can do that in an online course, and you can do it in an asynchronous way where the communication is just going primarily in one direction from me to you. Though I always give my students a chance to reach back to me on Twitter or find other ways to connect with me, post questions to the discussion board or whatever it is. You always want to emphasize your humanity and a connection with the students. You want to give the students short steps too. So you want to create short videos. The videos should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. I have a hard time doing that. And you also want to give them short sections of videos, so groups of videos, 8 or under, so they could 8 videos, 5 minutes each, 40 minutes. I could do that before going to bed. And short steps translate to success. It gives a feeling of forward momentum. So that's one of the other principles we want to really cultivate in our classes. You want to have great production quality. I'm going to teach you all about how to achieve that as you go through this course and how to do it for not too much money. I've researched a ton of equipment, and I've tested a bunch of different equipment, and I've talked to experts. I know what works. I'm going to show you this is what you need to buy today, and these are the people that you need to talk to find out if any of that has changed. You want to make sure that your course is really well organized, right? So that you have an entire clear pathway and that you present it in a clear manner. So that's clarity and organization of material in a course is hugely important. You want to have the resources that you use in your course available to students so they could go back and look at the different pieces of information you've shared with them and use them if they need to use them. And you also want to cultivate, and this gets back to the humanity part, caring, enthusiasm, encouragement, and responsiveness, right? So that sense of caring for your students, you really want to be their champion, and you can share that right here, right? Like, I totally want you to succeed. I'm sharing with you things that have worked for me in my life, that have made me more effective as a teacher, that have helped me, and I know that you can learn them too. And it's a bit of a journey, but drop by drop, you're going to get there. Drop by drop, step by step, you're going to get there. I had a teacher one time, couple teachers throughout my entire life, and some of the most important things they've shared with me are stories of encouragement. So throughout this course, I will share those with you, and I'll share one at the end of this video, or maybe 2. So you want to be caring, you want to be enthusiastic, you want to be the champion of your students, you want to encourage them, and you want to be responsive. So even if it's a brief response like, man, I hear you, I'm rooting for you, I'm totally busy, I don't have the time to respond right now, reach out to these people over here at this area and see if they can help you. Good luck. Just let the students know, that you're there, and if they reach out to you, respond to them. If they have a question, do your best to respond. I teach tens of thousands of students a month, and every day, about 30 minutes of my day is devoted towards answering questions in a very quick fashion. I have maybe out of thousands of students a month, I'll have maybe 10 questions a day. And so just having that responsiveness is really important. So those are some of the principles of great teaching. And this is the core content which I wanted to convey to you in this video, the principles of great teaching. Now, if you want to hang out for the personal anecdotes, you can do that. Otherwise, you've got the core material which you needed to get from this video. And if you're in a rush, you could just keep going. But here are the personal stories. I love personal stories, anecdotes, and we'll talk about that also and how to appropriately include them in your course for the benefit of those who want to watch them. You include them at the end of the video so that people who are in a rush and need to get through the course material quickly can do so and get the core content right at the front. And then if they want to hang out, the people who want to hang out for the anecdotes can do that at the back end of the video. So here's the anecdote. So one teacher of mine used to have this saying, drop by drop, the bucket gets filled. And Rome wasn't built in a day. And if you want to learn some skill, it takes time. Malcolm Gladwell, Outlier, says it takes 10,000 hours, which is about 4 hours a day for 10 years. And if you keep to become an expert at something, if you keep adding those drops, you might work at something all day, every day for 3 months, look in your bucket. Every day you're adding a drop into that bucket and say, man, there's not much water in that bucket. I've been doing this for 3 months. There's not much water in that bucket. Yeah, but just keep going. Just keep going. If you keep going at the end of 3 years, you'll look in your bucket and you'll say, whoa, I've really learned some stuff. That bucket's got some water in it now. So drop by drop, the bucket gets filled. That's one of my favorite sayings. Drop by drop, the bucket gets filled. And I share that with my students in the classroom and in line, because drop by drop, you're going to master this material. You are going to become a great online instructor, but it takes some practice. It takes some time. You just have to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And this is the first step. You're watching the video, and then you'll add another drop. You'll watch the next video, and then you'll create your first course, and that will be a big drop. That'll take you weeks, and you'll be like, okay, I got that one done. And then you'll create the second course and the third course, and by the time you create your 15th course, man, you're going to have some skills. You're going to be awesome. So drop by drop, your bucket's going to be filled, and you're going to become a great online teacher. I have total confidence that if you plant the right seeds today, you're going to harvest a great crop tomorrow, because I have confidence in a seed. If you plant that seed, something wonderful is going to grow. That which you sow is that which you shall reap. So plant those right seeds, keep adding those drops, and you're going to get there. And then I had one other teacher, and this other teacher would, in this deep bassitone, resonant voice, very slowly, we were working, he'd say, patiently, persistently, you are bound to succeed. Patiently, persistently, you are bound to succeed. And it'd be like, wow, it just like drip it, like my brain would just become saturated with that. I'd be laying in bed at night and I'd just hear, patiently, persistently, you're bound to succeed. All right, so those are the personal anecdotes, and they're there to illustrate that caring, enthusiastic encouragement, being your students' champion and encouraging them, because it's hard. It's hard. Everybody needs encouragement. We all have doubt, and we need somebody to say, you can do it. You can do it. Like we can believe that some ourselves, but it always helps to have somebody also believing in you with you. So make sure that you also bring that to your teachings. These are the principles of great teaching. And I'm excited that you're watching this training because teaching education is truly the noblest of endeavors. And as an individual improves their own life, they improve the world. So you're helping people on a one-by-one basis, one person at a time. You're helping people when you create online courses, and you're making the world a better place because of it. So don't ever forget that within yourself, the good that you're doing in the world by creating an online course and helping people. You're going to have great impact by becoming a great online teacher. You're going to have great impact upon the lives of others. And because these teachings can be offered at scale and thousands of students can enroll in your courses every month, you're going to have great impact upon your bank account. And I call that a win-win for everybody. It's wonderful to help people. It's wonderful to make money. I love making money. Money allows you to take care of your family and your loved ones. Money allows you to do good things in the world. So I'm a big proponent of making money, and I'm also a big proponent of helping people. And teaching is the noblest of endeavors because in today's day and age, it allows you to do both. Help people and be rewarded wonderfully. Great rewards for online teachers these days. So it's about time that great teachers finally got paid great rewards because for too long they've been underpaid. So it's a wonderful time to be living if you're a teacher. So I'm very enthusiastic about you. You are on the right path, and you're going to get there and become a fantastic, amazing, awesome, great teacher. You just have to keep going. Drop by drop, you're going to get there, and I'm going to be right by your side.